This is a no BS review of the Forestal Siryon Neon 29-inch carbon, and this one's in coral wish color in medium. I was really excited to finally ride and review this bike. Its price fell in Australia from pushies.com from $17.99 to $12,599. It's since gone back up in January, back to $15.99. Let's start off with the motor. It's a Bafang 250 watt motor with 60 newton meters that weighs in at 1.95 kilos. The rear linkage is what's really special about this bike, and I thought it looked really interesting and it was really effective. However, you can't put a mud flap in there, so dirt was collecting there by the end of the ride. The Mildura brakes, most of our riders thought were really good. They're 4-piston brakes. However, the rear disc is only 180 millimeters. The front fork is a RockShox Lyric Ultimate with 170 millimeters of travel, and the rear shock is also 170 millimeters of travel, but it's a Super Deluxe Ultimate RCT. The charging port was very interesting. It's hard plastic and it's really wedged in there. It required a lot of strength and really strong fingers, the fingers of perhaps a kung fu master, to try and push that open. It's the same charging port as a Specialized Kenevo, but I don't think they're interchangeable. The tire spec was interesting. It's not what's said on the website, which was supposed to be Panaracer Romero's and Panaracer Elysio's. But what this bike came with was Maxxis Minions and Maxxis High Rollers. So I would check my spec sheet if I was you and ordering one to make sure you get what you pay for. The wheel set is Crank Brothers Synthesis Carbon E7 wheels, which retail for $2,738, which is really blingy. And the Eagle derailleur is an Eagle X01 12-speed long cage, which is $350 if you bust that one up. The Crank Brothers dropper post which on this medium frame was 150 millimeters in length, and if you ever need to replace that, that's $309. But don't worry about getting it from Pushies because they're out of stock anyway. All the cables, the frame was really neat, and all the cables were routed through the headset, which I thought made the cockpit really clean looking, and it made it really pleasant to be in that cockpit. How you turn the bike on is with this button up here, but once you press, you do have to wait a little bit, which I think is an issue that can be fixed with software. Yeah, you got to press it and hold it, and you're sort of sitting there waiting. I don't know if that was just a one-time glitch that happened this time or what, but it seemed to, you seem to have to wait for a little while. It does come up with all these interesting and cool graphics, but you are waiting there. The screen has many different functions and maps and things, but you really need to connect your phone. We had the brightness really set low on the lowest setting just to save some battery, and with it set like that, it was difficult to read while riding, but you can easily fix that by just turning up the brightness. This is the indicator bar and the switch for turning the motor up and down into its different settings. The blue light indicates a walk function, and you go up the levels by pressing this button. And it is a little bit confusing because the white bars indicate the power mode of the motor, and the green bars indicate the power level of the battery. So green bars equal the battery power, as you can see there, and the white bars indicate what setting you have the motor set in. It comes with 4 different settings and a walk feature. The first setting is the eco setting. The second is called run or rush or something. It's got a picture of a guy rushing. The third setting is called race. It's got a picture of a little flag. And the fourth setting, which is the highest, has a picture of a nitro bottle. So I guess it's called nitro. We were riding it on a mix of the lowest eco setting and the rush or run setting. And then we also dialed it up to the nitro setting. I found that the eco setting was okay. On level ground to mid sort of size slope, I thought it was really effective. The motor kicked in straight away, and it climbed like a mountain goat. Really, like being a 29 all round, it really climbed over bumps and things. And I thought the motor was powerful enough for what it did. It was a little noisy. Let's have a listen. You can hear.
Oh, the guys were saying it was quiet. Well, we've got both Shimano motors, the EP8 and the E8000 here today.
So we were testing this bike down at Wollongong at a trail called Possums. We tested it over some jumps. We tested it over some step downs and some small and large features. Also over some rock gardens. So we gave it a good mix of different style riding. We didn't have the suspension quite dialed in, so the first couple of runs were a bit of a shock. Everything was left open. And in this case, one of our riders almost got bucked. It was an oh my god moment. But it felt spirited, the bike felt tight, it had good stiffness. With a quick suspension adjustment, we were able to start dialing it in. But it would probably require a couple more sessions of changing the different pressures and changing the different rebounds to dial it in a little bit better. So we just rode it over a bunch of different features. You can see my awesome camera angle and the sound of the wind. Overall, going downhill, it felt fairly well planted. And if you dialed in the suspension, I think it would be a fine bike for descending. I didn't notice much. I usually ride a mullet bike, and having 29 front and back, I didn't notice that much. I thought maybe having a mullet setup makes it a little bit more like spirited.
Let's go screen. Oh, where's screen? No, up. What am I doing wrong? Up, cross. Is it because my finger's dirty? How do I go to the settings? It's maybe because it's dust. Okay. Turn the brightness up. Okay, that's full. That's full brightness. Yeah, now you can see it, right? Yeah. There's a lock and unlock function. Lock timeout 10 minutes. Okay, we can close. We've got software power assist. I guess we can adjust our power levels there. Okay, let's close that. Power assist, HRM sensor, not sure what that is. Wi-Fi, we can connect things to Bluetooth. There's a screen. Tracks. I guess maybe we can load tracks in there. Available memory 100%, so I guess we can download tracks. That sounds like fun. Okay, the official way in. Between 19.1 with pedals. With these tires, with the pedals. Oh look, there's the graphics. See?
Yeah, what happened to 17 kilos?
Well, is it like what he said? 17 kilos without the battery? But look, he's got pedals.
No one weighs a bike without a battery.
It's got, the pedals are on it. Maybe it's 17 kilos. No pedals, no tires.
No, well, I know it's no pedals.
So what's our final opinion on the bike? I really like the look of the bike, the color, the fact that the cockpit was clean with all the cables hidden. But a lot of our reviewers felt that this was a maybe bike and not a exciting bike. Not a bike that you would definitely want. We had our conspiracy hats on thinking about where the heck did those have the kilos gone? Our conspiracy hats. The bike was supposed to weigh 17.2 and it weighed 19. Was it just the tires that didn't come with it? The tires that were spec'd up with that it was supposed to come with but didn't? Was it the tubes, the fact that it had tubes? Was it the choice of pedals? Overall, to save only a couple of kilos and sacrifice battery life is something that you'll have to decide for yourself whether it's worth it or not. It is a beautiful bike, but is it the right bike for you? I don't know. It depends what kind of riding you do. Hey, all right.